MSD podcast Q&A. I received this question while getting around the tracks from a serious enthusiast in regards to if our European military CQC systems include double hand striking, or what we refer to as compound grips. While compound grips skills are generally for specific threat and situational usages, there are a wide range of such usages that I learnt in my military close combat training early days. Compound grip specific skills are more deliberate, definite employment skills over take-on fight skills, and I will go into some of the usages in this podcast. Compound grips skills have been around since ancient European close combat times and have been used in combat sports as well. Back in the late 70s and 80s, as part of my training, there were compound grip skills training included in the more situational specific roles, duties and situations for various purposes, ranging from unarmed offensive and counter-offensive assault through to ground combat, non-ballistic weapons disarming, as well as primary and backup weapons, security and disarming. There were variations for unarmed threats actions on, for close protection, close combat, as well as for wounds and injuries threat neutralization, especially to increase capability with arm and hand injuries. Compound grips were also used in detainee handling, control and restraint, and in elite forces CQC threat neutralization. From ancient European mil close combat and gladiatorial usage in combat and in brutal competition, through to ancient European combat sports, compound hands and hand and wrist or hand and arm compound grip skills have played their part for specific roles in objective achievement. In Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling, compound grips have also been used in seizing and securing body locks, leg attacks, as well as head and arm securing. In our mil close combat, compound grips involved skills are more commonly employed for specific roles and specific objective achievement requirements, and mainly at point blank body contact range, with the employment of such skills being covert or in the kill zone inside arm's reach between close and body contact range. That's not to say they are not used in unarmed offensive assault combinations, closing on the enemy, or in evasive or stationary evasive counter-engagement actions. While compound grip skills may not have the speed of action of lightning punches and striking skills, they do have the capability to provide double arms force generation, limb stability, especially under extremity injuries, and in point-blank body contact range actions on. They can provide striking, throttling, crushing, seizing and securing capabilities of maximum force and increased extremity stability. They can also be combined with single hand entry strikes combinations by utilization when the enemy is compromised, injured or incapacitated by means of a compound grip finishing skill. So while compound grip skills are more specialist purpose skills and not commonly used in close quarters actions on, especially in entry, unarmed offensive assault skills executions, they certainly have been around in European mil close combat for centuries and are still employed today to provide the best tools for specific threat neutralization purposes. I was not only trained in mil specific compound grip skills, but also have developed and modified skills I was instructed in to fit with close quarters warfare changes and requirements. Compound grips not only apply to the combatant seizing and securing their own hands or hand and wrist, but also seizing and securing an enemy extremity, body or head with both hands, usually by means of an opposing force's compound grip. I developed a compound grip cervical spinal dislocator skill back in the late 80s as part of my close combat qualification requirements. This compound enemy grasping opposing forces lethal skill received commendations from my superiors, including my instructors at the time, and was demonstrated at the 1997 International Close Combat Instructors Convention. Our European military close combat, being living, evolving tradecraft practices, requires some skills to be retired made redundant, or be modified or replaced with more current, best of proven primary practices options. All the skills I personally develop as the Todd Group Master Chief Instructor fit with our same systems commonality and as such cohesive compatibility requirements and have full employment strategies. Many have been developed to provide not only a compound grip, increased seizure, secure hold on the enemy, but also to increase come along and control and containment capabilities. Some of the control and containment as well as detainee extraction skills I learnt for detainee handling were primary means of achieving maximum secure control, but stopped at that. Not all primary detainee handling skills provided transition skills with the detainee flexed at the waist or flat on the ground, so I have developed same system secure transition skills from compound grip, detainee come-alongs, and decentralization ground positioning transition skills specific for required situation or positional changes, including applying mechanical restraints. Compound grip or hold capabilities for hyperextension, strangulation and choking, degrees of force and pressure can be increased by considerable. In all aspects of close combat, self-protection and defensive tactics, compound grips are primary practices beginning with the hold of one's primary weapon and including the hold of a backup weapon for accuracy and retention. The grips are opposing directions holds for weapon hold security and apply to not only ballistic weapons but also to riot sticks, pugil sticks in bayonet training, and longer improvised weapons like an e-tool. Now let's take a closer look at compound close combat grips in general. There are a wide range of compound grip striking and seizing skills, including lethal unarmed combat takeout skills. While there are compound hand grip, knuckle striking skills, there are more palm heel and hand edge striking skills utilizing secure wrist grabbing. Usually such skills will be used at close to point blank body contact range over closing on the enemy with combination striking skills strategies, but not always. Often the monkey grip will be the primary means of seizing and securing your own wrist, but this is not always the case. Such strikes with the knuckles and a compound wrist securing include straight line crosses, uppercuts, as well as body rips. At close to point blank body contact range, such strikes provide a level of increased protection by one's head being between both striking arms. While not commonly used for striking with roundhouse hooks, punches, compound grips variations are more straight line right angles travel strikes that can be employed with a wrist seizure or palms compound seizure and securing. Often the roundhouse compound hook would automatically include a follow-through elbow strike. There are several hand clasping means of securing a compound grip, with some being specific to individual strikes to increase hand protection. Compound hand edge strikes from a military battlefield lethal perspective include downward hand edge strikes to the nape of the neck when the enemy has been bent forward at the waist. They also include compound back hand edge striking at the throat. Palm heel strikes with a compound grip are diagonally from the outside to center line of travel orientated and can include bent fork finger, eyes poking or raking secondary actions. By the CQC strongest grip hand clasping, a horizontal elbow strike with one arm combined with a diagonal upward elbow strike with the other arm can be employed simultaneously. Powerful seizing skills executed with a compound grip can be employed as a combined striking and grabbing action supported by kneeing to the groin or stamp kicking below the knee joints. There are compound grip means of breaking enemy both hands grips of the combatant. In fact, the late Shocker Shaw utilised one of these that I slightly modified later on to include a flat hand throat punching capability or compound chin jabbing variation. an edged and bludgeon weapon, disarming opposing forces. Compound grips of the weapon holding hand and wrist or weapon, respectively, provide secure control and enable effective stamp kicking to destroy the knee joint ligaments and achieve threat neutralization. This again highlights the importance of same system, complete threat neutralization, commonality as part of full strategies. Evasive, offensive, hand edge and elbow striking can be employed to clear the kill zone, combined with a simultaneous counteraction providing a high level of increased upper quadrant guarding. There are lower quadrant unarmed offensive assault actions that simultaneously combine with lethal nape of neck compound striking skills. Importantly, compound striking skills with the fists must utilize the safest and best compound grip so as not to expose small digits or the wrist to unnecessary injury. Travel lines and contact angles need to be fairly precise to ensure only the large knuckles, palm heel, outside lower edge of the palm heel or the forearm or elbow make contact. Compound grip elbow strikes not only include horizontal but also vertical, diagonal and downward travel striking actions. In our European CQC, there are a range of striking combinations designed to provide multiple target striking actions as well as combined stamp kicking and kneeing actions with compound hand grips striking actions that are simultaneous fluid actions to overwhelm the enemy. Compound grips at point-blank body contact range also include hard thumbs to soft targets and flat hand striking skills to destroy the airway. Compound grip skills at point-blank bodily contact range can be effectively employed from a squat crouch, high-level stability, low target mass position, covertly with minimal travel distance and usually outside the enemy's peripheral vision. The compound grip soft targets point-blank body contact range strikes can be executed by feel and touch in low to no light actions on where bodily travel lines to the target can be followed. Compound opposing forces grips maximize resistance capabilities as well as double the arm's leverage and force generation to break or escape enemy holds. Arm submission techniques, resistance and escape by compound opposing forces grips striking can provide considerably more resistance and escape forces by utilization of the secure compound grip, wrist or hand joining. Hyperextension or locked over flexion pain can be reduced by considerable by compound gripping resistance as a result of the seized arm not being open-ended through the compound hand's secure grip. This provides time to employ foul actions on soft targets targeting to cause a release. Compound grip secure holds escape also apply to compound opposing forces wrist seizure and fingers and thumbs hyperextension and dislocation to force holds releases. In ground combat, opposing forces resistance against secure holds can provide higher level likelihood of breaking and escaping of neck holds. Compound grips not only increase weapon security and retention, but can also be utilized for secure weapon drawing and weapon usage under threat. Many of the compound grips have been used in ancient gladiatorial times, not only for seizing and securing purposes of one's own hands or wrist, but also as part of gut-wrenching and throttling. As a young exponent, I was taught how to utilize compound grip in the execution of elbow dislocation skills, and later in Elite Forces close combat for spinal column and cord destruction. Even in CQB instinctive point shooting for longer ranges, I was taught a compound grip version, and as part of backup weapon retention, drawing and firing, compound grip weapons discharging is a primary practice. We instruct at Phase 3 specialist level proponents in prevention, retention, and retention of weapons that include compound grip, resistance, securing, and weapon discharging. Whether it be in a CQC incapacitated enemy takeout, close quarters, clinch situation, or in ground combat or battlefield takedowns, compound grips play an important role. These roles include preventing and resisting straight line, arm bar, and bent arm lock enemy attempts, backed up by best of battle proven foul dirty tricks brigade skills, including using the battle helmet, biting, kneeing, and leg stamp and oblique kick while maintaining a compound grip. Just like primary practices of maintaining compound grips on your weapon, whether it be your primary weapon, backup weapon, or a right stick, you increase weapon retention and increase resistance capability if the enemy has achieved a hold on your weapon. Combining your compound secure hold of your weapon with regention, a Todd term for regaining control of your weapon, you can employ stamp kicks to destroy knee joint ligaments, decentralizing the enemy and breaking their grip on your weapon as a result, or by ground stomping to ensure a release of your weapon. For urban operators, self-protection, an unarmed short bludgeon or edge weapon disarming by employing opposing forces compound grips of the enemy's weapon holding hand and wrist increases safety, and when combined with stamp kicking, destruction of the knee joint or kneecap ligaments provides a safe, secure means of threat neutralization. In longer, blunt bludgeon type weapon disarming, seizing and securing the weapon and employing resistance or yielding as part of setting up stamp kicks to decentralize the armed enemy by destroying the integrity of the knee joint ligaments or kneecap ligaments maximizes safety and objective achievement. Compound grips are also very important for situations where injuries to the hand or wrist have been incurred, and by means of a compound wrist or hand clasping, secure grip, unaffected hand, forearm, or elbow actions can still be effectively employed. Compound grips increase your output power and force ratios, and when utilized to target soft, sensitive targets, maximize your chances of creating space or escaping ground combat positions. It very much comes down to the best tools to achieve the objective, and often in the clinch or ground combat at point-blank bodily contact range and actions on, including when injured, compound grips provide a means of maintaining offensive or counter-engagement capabilities. They also maximize the combatant's capability to apply pressure in the execution of crushing skills, including extremities, dislocations, choking, and strangulation skills executions. In the prevention of shoulders, elbows, and wrists hyperextension or hyperflexion, compound hands clasping can provide increased resistance and pain reduction to enable injury reductions in hold escaping and for targeting of soft targets or the drawing and employing of weapons. By means of forming a compound clasp grip as soon as an arm is seized, or if your grip is broken, by immediately re-seizing the hand of the seized arm and reapplying a compound hands clasping grip, the effect of the arm seizure is reduced, enabling escape actions to be employed. What makes arm joints vulnerable is the arm being connected at the shoulder only, but when the hand end is secured in a compound hand clasp and resistance applied, you buy time and reduce pain effects of hyperextension or hyperflexion and increase your chances of escape by foul or, for the battlefield, deadly means. Similarly, in specific threat situations like in abduction or detainee snatching situations, wrapping one's arms around a solid object and compound hand clasping, resisting, combined with crouched or ground combat stamp kick, increases your chances of not only preventing abduction but also achieving enemy incapacitation by stamp kicking knee joints ligaments destruction. The arm, open hand end in ground or stand-up clinch situations where the enemy is trying to employ hyperextension or hyperflexion techniques can be prevented by using the hand of the targeted arm to seize and secure webbing, body armor, battle dress to resist, while using the free hand arm by armed or unarmed means to put an end to hostilities. The good old CQC hand or hand and wrist clasp have so many uses and provide increased capabilities and increased safety and threat neutralization objective achievement. I hope this has answered the questions in regard to compound hand grip or hand and wrist clasping grips.